How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another Subnautica 2 video. In today's video I'm going to be going over my top 10 things that I wish I knew before I started playing the game. Some of these I found quite quickly, other ones I didn't even find until I actually completed what we have of early access so far. So without further ado, enjoy the video. As soon as you wake up in your life pod at the start of the game, you can actually unlock some abilities. I would recommend crafting a battery as soon as you can and heading over to the welcome centre, which is where I'm going right now. Once you're inside, you're going to want to insert a battery into the little mount on the wall in between the biomod unit and the Noah unit inside. Once you insert the battery, head over to the biomod or the biolab and you can choose from some abilities. I personally choose the dash ability and the one that lets you move quicker whilst you're at the bed of the ocean. Both of these drastically enhance early game manoeuvrability. Once you've done that, you would want to head northeast from the life pod to get the digestion adaptation. This will allow you to consume any of the fish that you can catch in Subnautica 2 and stop you relying on nutrient blocks. Once you have the digestion adaptation and have caught 3 of the moonfish, the 3 different types of the moonfish, you can craft the 3-moon tamaki, I think that's how you say it, and this is probably one of the best early game food sources. It just requires a fibrous pulp as well as the 3 fish. This next tip is one that I don't particularly use very much. I know some people do use it. Basically what you need is have 2 air tanks, so you are wearing one and you have one in your inventory. As you can see, we're letting our oxygen deplete outside of our base, and you can just swap them over. And then you have double the amount of oxygen in theory, and when you go inside a base or resurface to refill them, you just swap them over until they're both full again. This next tip I actually did not figure out until I'd actually beaten the game, but did you know you can attach these little storage lockers or storage units onto the back of the tadpole? This allows you to have storage space with the tadpole so you can gather even more resources. This next tip is to do with base building and power generation. Personally, my favourite power generation method is the turbines. As long as you are building your base next to an active water current, you will be able to utilise these and get continuous power regardless of it being day or night time. So where I've built mine, I get the maximum the turbines can produce, which is 12. There are probably other water currents in the game where you cannot get this much, so just be sure you know how much power you can get from turbines when you build your base next to one of these active currents. In Subnautica 2, the battery terminals can be toggled on or off, which is completely different from the first game, and when I first built this was toggled off, so if your batteries are not charging, be sure to make sure that it says enabled and not disabled. The processor allows you to craft mid to late game items like the titanium ingot and the copper ingot, etc., whilst the base built fabricator unlocks even more crafting recipes over the lifepod fabricator. So be sure to get a base set up so you can craft both of these items and start crafting mid to late game items as soon as you can. Another thing that's completely different from the first game is wireless storage. So as long as you have items in your base, you can craft things. They do not need to be in your inventory anymore. So at the moment you can see I'm able to craft a first aid kit using 1 fibre, but I do not have any fibre on my character. My last tip for this video is to always be on the lookout for broken oxygen canisters or oxygen tanks on the floor, especially when you're exploring abandoned habitats. You might find yourself exploring and realise that you are too deep to resurface, and there may just be an broken oxygen tank on the floor expelling bubbles out of it. There is one just right here in front of me now, and when I hover over it, it will start replenishing my oxygen. These are extremely useful in case you are trapped or lost inside one of these abandoned habitats, or you are disorientated because of the way they're laid out. So that is my last tip. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next one.